Welcome back, AJR fans and AJR haters, to another epic episode of Mac Music Review. In this episode, I am looking at the AJR album OK Orchestra. And in a few seconds, you'll see the album cover. Just want to say this is kind of a cool cover because it shows, it's called OK Orchestra, and the theme of the album, which isn't seen, which actually kind of is, kind of is reflected in the track list of, it's about being okay. It's instead of being really good or being really bad, the album, and especially the song Way Less Sad, that is literally like the explicit theme of the song Way Less Sad, is about them just being okay. So in the cover, they're standing in the middle, and to one side of them is this really dark, spooky forest, and the other side is this really happy looking place, but they're right in the middle. So that's kind of cool. I'm gonna skip the preamble. I'm gonna skip the information before the information because there is a lot to talk about with these songs. And this video may run a little bit long because I think I do have something to say for most of these songs. So let's just hop right into the track list. The first song, of course, is the Overture. They did the same thing on The Click and Living Room. The only album that didn't have an overture was Neo Theater, which is fine because Next Up Forever was a pretty epic intro to the album. And this overture is good. Here's the thing about AJR. If you don't like their music or the album at all, you won't like the overture, because the overture is just a compilation of different pieces and lyrics and parts and music of every song on the album. So if you like the album, you will like the overture, because the overtures are pretty well made and good. Even on The Living Room, which isn't a very good album, the overture, well, you know what? That is the worst overture. If I had to rank the overtures, I don't know what I would say between... The Click probably still has the best overture. I'll say The Click has the best overture. This is the second best. But it's a good, cool song. Most bands don't do things like this. It is an AJR thing, and this is AJR giving the fans what they want because the fans do like the overtures. It's good. And that's another thing to keep in mind, is this is all coming from the perspective of someone who actually historically likes AJR. I like AJR. I think The Click is a very good album. At least personally. I like it a lot personally. I think Neo Theater is a really fun, good album. I've listened to it a ton. And this album has grown on me a lot. In the couple weeks it's been out, maybe 2 weeks, 3? I don't even know at this point. But Bummerland is the next song, and it's a fun song. And let me tell you, I think the lyrics actually have a lot of personality. I'm going to praise the lyrical content of this song because that line about the haircuts is just so specific. It's such an AJR line about I keep getting haircuts, because during COVID, there were like 3 things open. You could go bowling, or you could get a haircut. And he decided, I'm just going to keep getting haircuts. And now my hair is all gone. And I think that has a lot of personality in that line. A lot of people think that's cringy. I like that. It's got fun music. It's a fun song. 3 O'Clock Things comes off as kind of a drunken rant at 3 in the morning, or at least a sleep-deprived rant where he's just kind of bouncing off different things. And eventually, as most rants of this kind often do, it ends up at politics. It just ends up being political. And that is the worst aspect of this song, because he suggests that a certain political party is racist out of the 2 political parties in America. You know where I'm getting at. But the song is just so overtly political, and he even talks about, oh man, my friends aren't going to like me because I always talk about politics. I should stay on the fence. I shouldn't get political in my music, which is a weird sentiment because they have songs that are clearly political. Birthday Party, not anything really on The Click, but there's a few songs on Neo Theater, and a few of the teasers for this, like Way Less Sad, has a political twinge to it. And that they didn't, I mean, it's just weird that they would be like, and even though they were saying, it's weird. The lyrical content of this one is weird, and there's a lot of weird lyrical content, but the music is awesome. This is one of the best AJR songs from a production standpoint. It's so good. The music that plays during the hook and after the hook, so good. I mean, like electro swing, and it just works so well. And this is a cool, cool song from a music perspective. My Play is probably the best AJR song that they have ever made. It's very emotional. It's kind of like Birthday Party. And they have a lot of songs that are kind of like sister songs to other songs on different albums and stuff. But My Play is a sister song to Birthday Party, where instead of from the perspective of a baby, it's the perspective of this guy as a little kid. And it has all of these real world connections to him as an adult, just like Birthday Party in a way. But it's basically about his mom and dad getting separated, getting divorced, and he's trying to put on a play, and he puts all of his emotions into this play he makes as a child, and it's kind of his way of venting on this, in a performance, which translates to him being an adult performing for people, which is cool. And the music video is really good, and it's very sad, and it's an amazing song. Joe sucks. The lyrics suck. The music sucks. It sucks. Adventurers Out There is kind of a middle of the road kind of. It fails to greatly offend in the lyrical and musical content, and the music is kind of nice, but it also fails to leave much of an impression, which is unlike most AJR music. Usually you either love, it's usually stands out in some way, but this feels like their most middling song from a lyrical and musical perspective. The metaphor about socks, it doesn't leave a big impression on me, or the narrative of the song, but, it's fine. The music is nice. Bang is bad. This song sucks, dude. The lyrical content on this, probably even more so, I don't know which is worse. This is worse than Joe, because Joe has really bad lyrical content, really, really petty lyrics, and really bad music. But Bang has bad music, a bad music video, bad lyrics, and awful vocals. Dude, this has to be the worst AJR song vocally. I mean, even more so than some stuff on Living Room. Like, because the way he chooses to sing is this weird, like, sarcastic tone of voice. And he's just kind of, it sounds so weird and bad. And, like, man, the lyrical content is, like, fake deep. It's like them trying to make comment on the music industry and them as a band, which is what they do. They do a lot of meta commentary. Not a lot on this album, or less so on this album, I feel like. But they do a lot of meta commentary in some of their music. And this is the worst they've ever done, dude. This is just, the presentation is so bad, and they're literally saying nothing. You can read the lyrics. There's nothing being said. They're just pretending to say something. It's a bad song. The Trick is a very gimmicky song. It has this weird, what sounds like a sample, like hamster vocal, like really high-pitched, really distorted, weird. And by distorted, I don't mean like crackly. Well, kind of crack. I don't know. It's this really weird vocals that do like most of the lyrics, but then you get to that hook. Dude, the emotion in the guy's voice. He sounds like he's about to break singing this hook. And like the outro. I mean, there's so much emotion in this song, even though like it sounds really weird during the verses. And some of the lyrics during the verses are kind of weird. But it's basically about how he is a compulsive liar, or how he lies, and, how we try to make, and probably just, it's more, not just him, but like how we tell these lies, and it's kind of, exaggerated because it's AJR, but it's about how we tell lies, and how he basically tells this person that he loves them, and he's like, you better believe me, and he's trying to be earnest, and you can hear it in his vocals, he's like, I love you, seriously, I do, but if you don't believe me, then I'm screwed. And it's like, dang. Ordinary-ish People is still failing to leave a big impact on me. I think it's good. I think, once again, the production is good. The lyrics are fine. It just fails to leave a strong impression on me either way. Humpty Dumpty. Humpty Dumpty. Humpty Dumpty. Humpty Dumpty went down. Yeah, that's the hook. Which sounds really bad. But, just like with The Trick, these are two songs that have some weird aspect of it to it that's not very good. So like the weird voice doing the verses, and some of the lines said during the verses are weird and awkward. This hook is kind of weird and awkward in its lyrical content, its repetitiveness. But the song has a lot of emotion packed into it, which is, you know, here's the thing about AJR music. If you hate AJR as an entity, if you just hate them, you're not going to emotionally connect to anything because you don't care what they're saying. You don't care about Jack's personal problems. You don't care what he's going through if you just hate the band and you just hate everything about them. You're not gonna feel anything towards these songs. But if you do like them, I've seen them in concert. You know, I have that connection. I like their music, and so I can get behind his mindset and kind of, you know, sympathize with him. And dude, I don't even want to spoil it. I don't even want to tell you. Just listen to this song and then read the lyrics. Like, listen to it once, be like, okay, read the lyrics next time while you're listening to it. Dude, the world's smallest violin. It's a good song. It's actually pretty good. It's got this really childish sing-songy kind of da 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 kind of rhythm and tone. It's got this outro that's like da 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 da, and it just kind of speeds up. It's really up tempo. It's a fun little song. Way less sad. It is like the most by the numbers AJR song. Not in the way that Ordinary People and Adventurers Out There are, where they're just kind of middle of the road in general. This is the most like generic like version of AJR. Like if you want to say what does AJR sound like, I would literally point to this song because this sums up everything about AJR in one song. The music video is kind of a mess. They kind of throw everything but the kitchen sink at you. It's like an okay go video, but instead of one thing, it's like they're trying to do 10 different things, and some of them work and some of them don't work. There's cool parts and there's other parts that are just kind of meh in the video. I shouldn't be talking about the video. It's a, you know, it's a nice, fun, it's a good song. It's a fine song. Christmas in June. I love this song. Seriously, I mean, the music in the song is beautiful. I mean, just absolutely so beautiful. It reminds me of the Up soundtrack. And I'm sure that was intentional. But they get very inspired by like Disney movies and old movies and trying to make that sound in their music. But this song is beautiful. It's so nice. It's such a nice little song. And the lyrical content, to me, seemed kind of a little bit petty at the end. But, you know, the rest of it, I think, makes up for it. I think that part, the outro, is kind of distressing. It's kind of, if you care about once again, if you care about AJR, you have to hear that outro and be like, dude, you need to get your priorities really straight. And the song is about him getting his priorities straight, about putting the person he loves before his music and doing live shows. But dude, the song has a lot of emotion as it's kind of telling a story, and then him saying, I'm going to devote myself to you instead of this, instead of what I do, and just putting you before me. And got me, bro. Okay, Orchestra is more than okay. It's a very good album. So there's two down points, I would say. And, you know, everything else I think actually does have some positive aspects. Even Adventurers Out There and Ordinary People. They're both, I would say, good songs. They're not bad. So they are not going to detract from my score. And this album does have lots of big highlights for me. More highlights. There's more moments that I think are great than moments that are kind of middle of the road or just good. And, yeah. I really like this album, and besides Bang and Joe, those are terrible songs. Skip those. You have 11 good to great to amazing songs. So I'm going to give it 4 stars out of 5. I actually like this one, guys. Same as my Neo Theater score, but I might even like this one a little bit better. I might like this a little bit better. I don't know. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. These albums are both... They're both good. I actually liked the album. I actually liked it. Isn't that weird that I liked an AJR album? It's not weird. It's not weird if you know me, if you know this channel. I am an AJR fan. By the way, guys, we are 4 months into 2021, and this is my first 2021 review where I review an album that was released in in the year 2021. That is how uneventful this year has been for music. What do we get? We got a Morgan Wallen album that's been dominating the charts. We got freaking Justin Bieber. You got a new Demi Lovato album. Who cares? I mean, this has been like the most uneventful year for music so far. Like, wow. Anyway, thanks for watching the video. Have a great rest of your day.